'cause you're powerful when your name is called.
Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Reclaiming My Life. Look, I'm so excited today to have the beautiful chef Charisse Guanera joining me today. Welcome, beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you here today on Reclaiming My Life.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes, and you look absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, look, and as I'm saying, you look absolutely gorgeous, right? But you definitely have a reclaiming my life testimony. And I know that you get often where you don't look like what you're going through.
I do.
Come on, yeah. Come to us and tell us about it.
So, back 2 years ago, back in February of 2023, I was in a bad car accident in Gwinnett County. I was rear-ended and then T-boned. From that accident, I did have a permanent spinal cord injury, a pelvic injury, as well as a bad concussion and brain bleed.
Oh, my gracious.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's a lot.
It was.
That was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago. Last year I had my first spinal surgery, cervical spinal surgery. I did get a total disc replacement. Later part of last year, I started being in pain again. And just last month in May, mid-May, I had another cervical spinal surgery.
Oh, my gracious.
Yes, it was a lot. 2 spinal surgeries within 11 months was both mentally and physically draining. So 5 weeks ago, I had a multi-level fusion. So now I have 6 screws and a plate in my neck.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And you sitting here, look, you don't look like what you've been through. I mean, the posture and all, girl. I mean, come on, come on. So, yes, that's definitely a reclaiming my life testimony. But let me ask you, that's a lot to carry.
It
A
is.
lot to carry. In 2 years, you've had, was that 2 or 3 surgeries in 2 years?
2.
Okay, 2 surgeries in 2 years. Now, you are a chef.
I am.
You're a chef, you're a mother,
Yes.
you are a wife. So how did you maneuver, your everyday, um, look, everyday duties? Because, as these titles, when we talk about being a mom, that's a job in itself, being a wife, people don't realize a spouse, it's a job, it's a responsibility. We have duties to every person in our life. That's why I often say, nope, I don't want any more friends. Because you have to call your friend, you got to check on your friend, you got to plan and do things with your friend, and it's time consuming. So, we can't take on more than, we can bear.
Exactly.
So when you were maneuvering, how did you maneuver through all of this and still, continue to be the mom, the spouse, the chef, like you said, it was emotionally and physically overwhelming. But what about mentally?
Mentally, it was draining. With having to balance 5 kids' schedules. I have
5 kids.
yes, 5 kids.
Okay.
Yes, between 18 and 10. Managing their schedules as well as mine and running a household was just mentally draining because you always have to show up for everybody else. But when you're not feeling good, when you're unable to get out of bed, when those days you cannot move, it's just mentally draining. And then people that's in your circle, you might feel like they don't understand what you're going through. I'm actually the only person in my circle that's had spinal surgery.
Wow. Yeah.
And at 36 years old, 2 spinal surgeries in 11 months is just mentally draining and it's tired. And, You don't know, if you're going to be able to walk or any complications. So it's a lot to deal with. Uh, my support group is amazing. And then my doctors are amazing as well, and they put me in connection with a support group that I found extremely helpful during this time.
Now that's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a blessing. You said the key words there, support,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people don't have support. They don't have anyone, to say, hey, let me run this errand for you or let me cook this meal for you. People are going through, and I say this because, as an owner of a home care agency, and you see people who are actually alone. So, that's why I say that's truly a blessing. When you have a support system, it's a blessing.
It is.
Yes. Then I want to ask now, being a chef, what was going through your mind like when you having to go through two surgeries, within that time frame and trying to get back to what you love, what probably keeps you sane, when you're dealing with, I don't want to say dealing because look, I got 8 children total. So when you're managing, let me say when you're managing schedules and everybody else's appointments and your appointments and and all the things, sometimes doing what we love. And I know, as a chef, that's your passion. So, how was it you just thinking about I need to get back to what I love, what keeps me sane?
It was extremely hard because I got into the point where I could not work for 2 years. I was at the point where I could not carry anything over 10 pounds. So that was difficult, but I knew that my clients would always check in. I knew that I wanted to come back. I just had to wait until my body was healed to come back. But it's been a struggle. I'm still not fully back at my, full capacity as far as taking clients every day or working in production, but I am working really hard to get back to that point. I'm looking forward to starting physical therapy, and it's going to be great. My comeback is going to be
Come on now.
good.
Yes, you are reclaiming. I love it. I love it. I want to ask you about the dismissive comments. And I'm asking this because last year I co-authored a book and it's called Girl Get Up. And my daughter, who has lupus, she was diagnosed 2 years ago. She's a visionary author of this book, Girl Get Up. And it really came about because with her having lupus, she was having a lot of pity parties. I'm going through this, I'm hurting, I can't get out of the bed, like you were saying, different things. She realizing, okay, I have a 7-year-old son, I have a business to run, I have things to do. So, girl, get up. That's how the book came about, and she's gorgeous like and people would say, you don't look sick, you don't look like you can't open your water bottle, or you don't look like you can or cannot do this and that, dismissive comments because, hey, we can't help we look gorgeous, right?
Exactly.
Okay. We can't help that, the God's still shining, or exactly. But, so we get, because I have sickle cell, and I have uveitis, but we still show up, for all the things. So when you hear the dismissive comments, you don't look like what you're going through, you okay. How does that make you feel?
It is extremely hurtful. I think that people need to realize that all disabilities are not visible to the naked eye. And you just need to be mindful because everybody in this world is going through something. And you never know what someone is going through. So just be kind to others.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, that part. You never know. We very never know. So let's talk about Chef Charisse. What inspired you to become a chef?
So actually, my friends inspired me to do it because everybody would come to my house to eat for holidays, Sunday dinners. And one of my best friends made a comment and was like, Charisse, you need to start selling this. And I was like, girl, no. And so, I was locked into a career at the time. And I said, okay, I'm going to start selling plates out my house.
Mhm.
I started selling plates out my house. That went from doing meal prep for everyone at the gym. And then I started working in production for, catering services and doing all of my friends like weddings, birthday parties. So it just grew into something else because everybody else believed in me when I didn't even consider doing it.
Wow. Now that's when you know those are your real peeps.
Yes.
Okay. Because you gotta have people, to be like, oh well, no, knowing they love it, but they just don't want to see you elevate. But your real peeps, girl, come on now. I love that. I love it. So, you're here in Atlanta, Georgia. So, what does catering look like for you? If someone wanted to book you, like, do you do private dining? Do you do big events? So what does that look like?
So I do a combination. I do private, intimate events. I also do big events, typically up to 250 people. Anything over that needs about a 3-month notice.
Okay.
So private, and I also do like date nights. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be intimate and private. And I got you.
Oh, look at that attitude. Come on. I love it. I love it. She says nothing holding her back. She is a girl who get up and make it happen. And I love it. So how can the people connect with you to get all the things? Oh, look, y'all have seen the photos. Y'all see how good this food looks. I look, my husband, you said private, date night, all of that. I mean, come on now. We're here.
Yes.
We here for it. Yeah. So how can they connect with you to book you?
They can connect with me on Instagram at Chef Reese, Facebook, Chef Charisse, and TikTok, Chef Reese.
All right, Chef Reese. Yes, y'all book Chef Reese for all the things. Let me tell you, it's nothing stopping her. I can hear the song playing. Ain't no stopping me now. Look, y'all, these surgeries is not stopping this woman right here. I'm truly, truly proud of you. I'm glad that you are reclaiming your life. And I can't wait to see you back in the kitchen, honey, whipping it up. Look, you're going to have to fix something for me.
I got you covered.
All right, look, I believe it. I love the attitude. She got me covered. Yes, y'all. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to be right back with more of Reclaiming My Life.
My mother is one of the strongest people I know. It wasn't necessarily because she was in love, but really again, she's looking for a way to escape the abuse. We unfortunately became homeless.
The doctor said we both almost died. So I suffered. I suffered in silence. From there on, she became my momager. We started traveling all over the world. And nearly 8 years later, I'm sitting here as my mom's business partner.
Then we started something called Quartet Unstoppable.
If she says she's gonna do it, she does it.
It seems like everything you touch starts to go.
Everybody that was raised around her is doing good in life.
I began to really admire and respect her. I was instantly motivated.
I'm talking about a full-blown production, lights, camera, action.
I'm so thankful that Claudia and I crossed paths.
Claudia always go over and beyond.
But for someone who's been hurt so much, she only want to help you.
My mom always finds a way to count everything joy.
All right, y'all. We are back. And look, y'all, my second guest. I'm talking about game changer, trailblazer. Come on, social media influencer, Miss Michelle Lovett. Welcome, beautiful.
Thank you for having me, gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Look, I'm excited to have you here because let me tell you, when I say you do all the things, look, that was just a small intro. Y'all, she got so much going on. This woman is an actress. She's an award-winning actress. She's a publisher, full-time best-selling author. Look, life, love, and lock up. We're going to talk about it. But before we get into it, look, you have an amazing Reclaiming My Life testimony. Can you share it with us?
Well, it's just like this is my rebirth year, first of all. It's a long journey. So it kind of started in 2009 when my mom passed, and the next year my brother was murdered from his wife for 20 years. In between, we found out about my dad and his prostate cancer, me having my surgeries, which is I've had a total hysterectomy, only to find out it wasn't the situation. They claim I had lupus after that. So misdiagnosis basically, right?
God.
And then I lost my sister, then I lost my brother. So death just kept knocking at our door. And I understand that death is certain, right? But it's like, we don't really be ready for all that kind of stuff. And so I've had a long journey with health and everything like that and the deaths. But God, and I say that and I wholeheartedly mean that because it's Him who has really brought me through. So 2 years ago, I really had a bad car accident. I was a passenger and I broke all these bones within my leg. And crazy to me, sitting there saying, "Oh no, I'm not having no surgery. I got to get on the stage. I got to film." But so I said it to say I keep going. Just I just keep going.
You keep going.
And a lot of times it's best for me.
Yes. Yes, to be productive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if not, then I end up in a place that I don't need to be.
That part. Yes, I understand. I've been there and I've done that, and I realized, I need to get up and do something. I need to be productive because that idle time will take you to a bad place when you are going through something.
Amen.
Yes.
And yeah, you're taking all of the prescriptions that they tell you to take.
Right.
Right. But for me, I say no thank you and I try to do everything holistically.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So look, let me say, you went from me all over to Michelle, the established. Now tell me about that.
Because I was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I still am to a certain degree. So for me, I watch my parents and they have a sense of buy back the block. And honestly, I'm my parents' only biological child.
Okay.
And I always say I'm my daddy's Julia, because I'm a whole woman, but act like a man. I just want to buy by the block. I want to do all these things. And it's like, oh my God, you cannot do all these things. And so one day I just woke up and realized, like, listen, the focus has to be on being established. Get your businesses in the right sector so that you can run them productively.
Come on now.
And so, yeah. I mean, really, I would find myself, I have a TV channel, and I would find myself at different events, and I'm like, wait, I don't need to be here doing media. I need to be right there sitting down taking notes, right? I didn't even understand how serious it was for trademarks, and I was just out here saying different things. I'm known for it. And I would look up and see other people try to duplicate it, right? And I would be like, well, that's kind of normal, because people always trying to do that, right?
Right.
And I'm like, but they get imitated.
But you are an influencer.
Yes.
And we can't be an influencer if we don't expect people to follow what we're doing.
That's what I'm telling you. So,
Come on,
for me,
trademark. Go ahead and
for
trademark.
me, I do it like this. I want no, but I know that I know my purpose, and so I realize I'm special. I used to do it a lot, like, geez, why they be hating like that or whatever. I don't even care anymore.
Right.
Listen, I do exactly what God tells me to do. I'm telling you, we're coming up on the 4th year. I was just laying in the bed. I would be getting all these trophies out here, right? And I'd be like, okay, I know I'm good.
Come on.
But at the same time, is there any more room for other people? Right? And then I'm like, geez, it seems that they would just give it to the popular people and versus the people that's really, really, really doing the work, right? And I'm telling you, God woke me up one day about 4 years ago, told me to start doing a gala. And I thought, are you serious? Because I can't add any more to my plate. But that's been a whole blessing.
Let me stop you right there because you've said a few things. So I want the people to know. One thing you said is that you have your own TV channel.
I do.
So you are on the Now TV network.
Yes. I purchased that network during Corona. And I was like, you know what? This is an outlet for my friends and stuff that people probably won't pick them up. But by this, I'll pick you up. Let's go.
Yes.
So a lot of times it's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out here doing things for other people.
All right now. So now network. What day and time does your show air, and what's the name of your show? I mean,
The name of my show is
put it out there.
Absolutely. Listen, I don't know. All I can say is God. I'm here to tell you. We consistently have millions and millions and millions of viewers. And a lot of times it's on repeat because I haven't even updated people on there, right?
Yeah.
But it's called Mimi All Over Productions Channel. Step that. Mimi All Over Productions Channel. And it comes on Thursday, so Wednesday night, Thursday, 2 a.m.
Okay.
And then you would
2
think
a.m.
that's the weirdest time, but it's absolutely the best time.
Uh-huh. Thursday. It's the best time. Come on now. Now, you also mentioned a gala. So let's talk about General Bosses and Bossettas, LLC.
Stamp that as well.
Okay.
So at first I was just called it Bosses and Bossettas, right? And I've been dying to tell this story. And then I would see people, try to like say it at the same time, and then that was cool. But I would literally be out there on like social media,
Mm-hmm.
and I would find like a good friend of mine singing really well. I love Butter. She can sing these great songs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, go ahead, General, or go ahead, Bossetta,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because there's levels to everything in this life, right? So I found people start trying to make shows out of it and everything like that. And my good lawyer, Rosina, the biz lawyer, helped me out and trademarked it. So now it's called Generals, Bosses, and Bossettas. And so we have the gala
Mm-hmm.
where we recognize different people in different industries. And there's a whole lot more coming with it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Look, I love it. So your gala, is it yearly?
It is. This is our 4th year
All right. So what month?
in December.
All right now. So look, they got time to go ahead on. So you got to let us know. How can we get the tickets for it? Where is it normally held?
So, yeah, each year it grows. Last year we had close to 500 people. I literally just be listening to God, and I know people can tell. I'd be like, I don't know what to do. I need help, Jesus, okay? But it's in December, and like the beginning of December.
Okay.
And we've been having it at oh my gosh, can't believe I can't remember the place. Oh, Chateau, in Riverdale, right?
Okay.
But because of the capacity and because I've been able to really stand back and see some things, it needs a whole lot more room. And this year we're expecting a whole lot of more people.
Yeah.
I mean, the celebrities come out. I mean, by January, I'm dead serious. The celebrities are calling me.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Step that, they be calling me.
But God.
Yeah.
But God.
Because see, most people be like, I got to pay them and da-da-da-da. And each of them told me, you can say it. And here's the kind of room God creates. They get in the room. They know Mimi be all over the place, right? Trying to figure it out. But they're in there networking with each other. These people are there creating events after this situation, teaming up with each other. That's another slogan about the company. But teaming up, tagging, and getting a bag with each other.
Yes.
That's what it's about. And so a lot of people told me, thank you for creating the space. Like the actors and the actresses, there is a space for them to come together and network as well. We have lots of good food, lots of good drinks. They don't even know how to act sometimes. So, but we're going to continue to do it because I just know that each time, because it's a dot assignment, right, it's going to get greater and
Yes,
bigger.
it's gonna get. Yeah.
I've even been able to take it back home in Miami. And once again, we had about 400 people.
Wow, that's amazing. Amazing. So you talk about the celebrities and everyone coming together. I know that you are an award-winning actress. So what are some shows or movies,
Well, I got my award for well, they call it stage and theater.
Okay.
So I've done
I
like
see that.
yeah.
See me all over the place.
And you know, and I'm so natural, like it's really me. So I got that award doing that. I used to do a plethora of stage plays here in Atlanta. And then I was on tour, and then the director and the producer writer, he passed away, right? But I've done this movie, Men Pray Too. It's on Tubi. I just did one, Unbelievable Revenge. Sister JJ does these movies. My coach, who helps me with my books, and several of his short films as well. C. Nathaniel Brown. But this year, I tell them they know I gotta pop out. So in this rebirth year, in September, we'll release another book. And then we have award-winning documentaries with my books, right?
Yes, yes.
And
again, y'all, that was Life, Love, and Lockup.
Like, Love, and Lockup, not the TV show.
Yes. All right. All right now, y'all. Look, award-winning documentary. Where can we see that documentary?
So yeah, it was on Amazon Prime. You go to the Now Network. It's on my channel. We screen it sometimes. I mean, this has been going on since 2019. So again, this is the rebirth year. We're gonna grab everybody that's done these different volumes, and we're gonna do something humility.
Awesome, awesome. I love it. Look, y'all, she took the time to stop by Reclaiming My Life. This busy trailblazing entrepreneur. I love you so much, Michelle. I tell you, you have helped so many people. You don't mind helping people, grow. And that's one reason why you're blessed the way you are. So thank you so much. I'm glad that you're reclaiming your life, through everything that you had going on with your leg. God is good. Do you have any final words that you would like to leave for our viewers today? And please let them know how they can connect with you.
Well, I want people to be looking out or watching out for the gala that's coming out. I want people to know that we take some of the proceeds each year for no matter what I'm doing, books, the gala, events, and I give back to the community, whether it's Atlanta, Miami, Augusta. Just like this year, I gave out 30 scholarships out of my pocket. It's not grants. And I've been doing that since 2019. So, I'm just blessed to be a blessing.
Yes.
And so whatever I have going on, I take that money and I put it back into the community.
Yes, I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. So that's a message right there, y'all. When you're blessed, be a blessing to help someone else reclaim their lives. Until next week, y'all stay blessed. I love you.
Paul.
My mother is one of the strongest people I know. It wasn't necessarily because she was in love, but really again, she was looking for a way to escape the abuse. We unfortunately became homeless.
The doctor said we both almost died.
So I suffered. I suffered in silence.
From there on, she became my momager. We started traveling all over the world. And nearly 8 years later, I'm sitting here as my mom's business partner.
Then we started something called Quartet Unstoppable.
If she says she's gonna do it, she does it. It seems like everything you touch starts to go.
Everybody that was raised around her is doing good in life.
I began to really admire and respect her. I was instantly motivated.
I'm talking about a full-blown production, lights, camera, action.
I'm so thankful that Claudia and I crossed paths.
Claudia always go over and beyond.
But for someone who's been hurt so much, she only want to help you.
My mom always finds a way to count everything joy.